Hi, so today I'd like to talk about feelings and emotions. Do you find sometimes that your emotions are overwhelming and that you try to do anything you can to block those emotions or to just not feel them? And if so, why do you think in the long term this may not be effective? The body holds a lot of memories and emotions in different parts, and I tend to try to focus with different areas to see, well, what feedback I'm getting about what I need to do differently. So what you can do is you can try it yourself now. Just focus on something that brings you anger or sadness in your life right now. You can close your eyes if that helps. Sometimes I find that helps me bring focus. And once you do, just ask yourself, where am I feeling this anger or sadness? And what does it look like? What does it feel like? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it a big brick like feeling? Is it not? Is it light and liquidy? And the more that you practice it, the easier it'll get. So if at first it feels a bit weird and you think, what am I talking about? That's okay. Once you practice it a few times, it's really great in just getting in touch with your body and the way that it responds to certain situations. So when I experience fear, I feel like a knot in my stomach, like the upper stomach area, and it usually feels quite hot and like ropes that are thick ropes that are knotted, and it's like a dark kind of color is the feeling. So when I feel that way, I'll breathe deeply into my stomach and just try to relax that area. And I might say something soothing like, you are safe, and I'll ask, is there anything that I need to do differently to help soothe that part of me? And what I find sometimes is it relates to a childhood memory. So maybe the first time I ever experienced fear on a really deep level. It's such a strong body memory that it always associates back to that part of me. So I try to give that compassion. And when I experience sadness, I'll feel that in my chest, in my heart chakra. And that tends to be quite a heavy, dark feeling as well, but very sensitive, just tender to touch. So I can be quite soothing to that, but more in a nurturing a child kind of way. And, I'm sorry that you feel this way, and what can I do to help you? So it's like parenting a child in a way when you do experience strong emotions. And what I find by doing this is it subsides the feeling to numb what you're feeling with unhealthy behavior. An experiment was done with 700 participants. They were given stimuli to see what kind of response that their bodies would produce. So they were trying to elicit certain emotions. And what they found when they averaged out everybody's responses was there were certain parts of the body that lit up in different ways, and even certain colors that were associated and temperature with those parts of the body. One of the people that conducted the survey said that it's your nervous system's automated response. It sends oxygen to the muscles and gets your heart rate up so you're ready to fly and run away from that situation as quickly as possible. I just think, imagine decades of this response, even when you're not at threat, but you're emotionally feeling, unsafe. The amount of times that wear and tear, what that will do to your body. If you want to have a read of the experiment, I've posted the link below. So it's quite interesting when you look at the pictures of the different bodies and what certain emotions look like in terms of the body's response. So while it would be unpleasant to really connect with your feelings, the best way to get through how you're feeling and to create more of the life that you want is to be aware with compassion. So, how would you treat your best friend in the same situation? And a lot of the times, I find with clients, they're their own worst critic. And even in my own life, I can be more critical of myself, and I need to think, how would I speak to my friend or my partner or my friend's child or my sibling's child? And this takes practice. And the first few times you do it, you might feel this is a bit fake or it feels odd. But the more that you connect with yourself with compassion, the more that you're willing to let go of things that no longer serve you. And you're also not going to sabotage your goals because you are human, and the negative thinking and feelings that you have sometimes just habit, and it doesn't serve any purpose at all other than to make you miserable. One effective exercise that I found is helpful is pretending that the radio is in the background when you do have certain thoughts that repeat. So, have you ever done something where the radio is on in the background and you're able to continue what you were doing without distraction because you weren't paying close attention to the radio? Or with your thoughts, either we're fighting the thoughts or we're believing everything that they're saying, and that brings us down. So, imagining the thoughts as a radio, it's just noise in the background that continues without making us feel really bad or really angry. And by doing that, you can allow it to be there, but not dictate what you do in your life. So, just to reiterate, awareness with self compassion are the two biggest ways that you can create the life that you love. And it just takes those small steps to create the big transformations in your life. Thanks for watching. Feel free to share your questions or comments below, or you can send me a private message for more personalized support. Also, if you've got time, click below for the video. There's a short animated video about emotions. It's quite cute. Thanks for your time.